little car, and the Buick LaCrosse a real letdown.
I guess you never thought you'd be doing this job.
Never in a million years.
After all, GM is the car company that produced infamous Chevy Vegas in the 1970s, wobbly X cars in the 80s, mediocre Saturns in the 90s, and just plain ugly Pontiac Aztecs in the 2000s. That's why GM's post-bailout strategy is to improve its reliability and its reputation with more and more extreme testing. First up, wicked weather. Every car on the assembly line endures the water test booth.
And when I push this button,
The torrent will begin, yes.
Okay, here we go.
Our car disappears as it's pelted with nearly 7,000 gallons in 8 minutes.
So it's not just about keeping the passengers dry, but also keeping the engine dry.
Passengers are almost secondary.
Not surprisingly, we stayed dry. GM didn't show us any cars that might actually fail a test. Water falling is one threat.
Yes.
Water rising is another.
We've only been doing this for the last couple weeks, actually.
This water trough tests a car's ability to keep passengers safe in floodwaters.
It seems like you're testing not only for what you want people to do with the cars, but for what they actually will do.
That's right. It's the extremes. I mean, the vehicle has to be shown that it can handle what crazy people do.
For the first time ever, GM allowed an outsider to film its climatic wind tunnel. At the test track, another first.
I actually get to drive. They're letting me do this.
15 miles per hour.
Ooh, oh my God! I could do this for a living. Oh. Okay, that was worse than DC where I live.
Next, we navigate a ditch so deep the size is a trade secret. The truck performs well, but that's not always the case. Despite this extensive testing, the new General Motors has issued 14 safety recalls so far this year, and Consumer Reports ranks it 12th out of 13 car companies for reliability.
Some models do very well, others not so much. Why is that?
We believe in the products we're developing. We believe that process is certainly improving.
Is it too little too late?
Well, I certainly hope not. We recognize the ills of our past, but do yourself a favor and compare us again.
The company's crash test results are far better than in the past, according to the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, which has named some General Motors vehicles top picks for safety. GM now conducts more than 50 different crashes before releasing a new model. We're about to see how they do it. And then GM pulls the plug because they're crashing a car that hasn't been released yet.
This is obviously very sensitive. If there's something that needs to be fixed, we want to make sure that's all done well before any consumer or anybody's considering these brands to know anything about it.
Okay, 50.7.
We persuade them to let us shoot the multi-ton barrier hurtling toward the car.
Ooh. Oh, gosh.
Just like that. A truck has just hit the side of that car.
What we just saw and heard was a T-bone crash similar to this one. We've seen a breathtaking series of splashes and crashes, but for the new GM, the true test is whether more people will buy its cars. For Nightline, I'm Elizabeth Leamy in Milford, Michigan.
And just ahead, at home at the White House with Michelle Obama. What the First Lady told my co-anchor Cynthia McFadden about life with the